Hi, I'm Ed. I'm the creator of MyEventTracker.net, and today I'm going to go ahead and show the volunteers how easy it is to do data entry for this particular system. This system is designed to track participants over the course of endurance-style type of outdoor events. This is designed to also provide time estimates and speed maps, very similar to what you see right here. This is considered one of the big boards that shows the participants in this particular type of event, shows the time estimates of when they're going to be arriving at the various checkpoints. And so what happens is this is kind of the public feed. You can go and click on one of the participants in the list, and it shows the detailed breakdown of the timetables, the speeds, and also the ETAs when they're going to arrive. It also shows a nice little speed profile of how they did over the course of that event. This information is also available for people like the crews as well as the spectators. And most importantly, this is also for safety accountability of the participants that are in the actual event. So this is, again, a quick tutorial of how to use this particular system and how easy it is for the volunteers to do that data entry to make your event successful.
Okay, the first thing you're going to do is go to myeventtracker.net, and on the left-hand side, you're going to see the button for live event data. This is the landing page, and there's a button towards the bottom that says All Events. This brings you to the listings of all the events that are happening that are already publicized. Click on the event number. Be able to see this is the Fire Mountain 50. This shows a big board of all the information that has already been entered and with the ETAs. Click on the clipboard up on the top right, and this brings you back to the listings. From here, we need to be able to go ahead and log in to be able to enter any information. Go ahead and find the little login link towards the top, and that will bring you to a login page. Okay, now everybody has an account, but if you do, go ahead and log in here. If you don't, go ahead and click on the Sign Up Now button. Go ahead and type in a username, and then you're going to go ahead and type in an email address afterwards. And you're going to go ahead and type in a password. You can go ahead and use a complex, strong password if your device supports it. And then go ahead and hit Submit. From here, it's going to go ahead and ask you for your username and password. Go ahead and log back in. And from here, this brings you to the page that shows all of the events that you have associated to your account. Notice you do not have anything. So from here, you need to go ahead and check your email. So this is the email that you're going to receive automatically from the website. Notice it has your username and your email address, and also has the myeventtracker.net link. This is the email that you want to go ahead and forward to the event organizers for the event that's already been created. So you easily just go ahead and hit forward, go ahead and type in the email address of the event organizer if you have their email address, and go ahead and send that. Okay. So for the organizer side, if you know what the username is that you're going to be adding, this is just kind of showing an example of what the right organizer is going to have to do. We're going to log out. We're going to go ahead and log in on the other side. I'm going to go ahead and log in here. So when I log in, I'm going to go ahead and see the listings that I have for this other account. Notice I have a whole bunch of them. I'm going to go ahead and edit one of the particular events. I'm going to go ahead and open up this demo account. Edit event. And on here I have the organizer's users. I'm going to go ahead and type in the username that was a part of that email that was sent. Go ahead and scroll down, hit save. And then there we go. Now I can go ahead and log back out. I'm going to go ahead and find that login button. I'm going to go ahead and log back in on my original account that I just created. And once I do that, we're going to go ahead and see now we have that one event actually listed here on the list. Go ahead and open up that event. Now we actually have the information for this particular event. Okay, we're going to go ahead and open up this particular event. Alright, so on the top bar, you're going to see the names of all the checkpoints for this particular event. And on the left-hand side, you're going to see the ID numbers for the participants that are in the event. We're going to go ahead and open up Water 1, the checkpoint. And from here, you're going to see the listings of all the participants that have not been through this particular checkpoint. Keep in mind, you're also going to see the green bars right there. That's going to show that there is a data entry for the previous checkpoint. So that way you know that there's good data on there. It will turn yellow if there has not been an entry on the previous checkpoint. Okay, so now for data entry, we're going to go ahead and click on the data entry field for a particular participant. And when we do, this little date picker window will show up for time and for entry. Recommend you go ahead and hit the Now button. It will go ahead and enter in the information for the current date time stamp. And you can go ahead and hit the plus and minus buttons to be able to modify the time accordingly. And then you go ahead and hit the Done button once you're complete. And that's the gist of data entry for myeventtracker.net. So once we're going to go ahead and be done, we're going to go ahead and hit the Save button. That's going to go ahead and take us back to the main event board. You can see all the information. We're going to go ahead and go back into the Water 1 checkpoint and go ahead and take a look at a few more things. Notice we're going to see the Departure Event Entry button. This is in case the particular checkpoint has a hold timer on it. So in case it does, it's going to basically be assuming that there is some type of a hold available for this particular checkpoint. And in order to be able to get more information, sometimes we're going to go ahead and add the actual departure times from that particular checkpoint. It's the same little date picker, date time stamp for this. We can go ahead and enter that information in. Also, what you see here is the Save and Add More button option. When you add information in, you hit the Save and Add More. It will basically just save the information and bring it back to the same screen. The Save and Add More button is recommended for volunteers that are staying at the same checkpoint and they're constantly adding information from that particular checkpoint as riders or participants are arriving at that particular checkpoint in real time, and they're adding that information on a constant basis. If you want to exit out, go ahead and hit the tracking board button and it takes you back to the main screen. If we have multiple pieces of information to add, for example, we have multiple participants arriving at the same time at a particular checkpoint, we're going to go ahead and open up, say, Water 2. Notice you have the group time information timestamp up on the top right of this particular checkpoint. We can go ahead and click on that, and it will go ahead and open up the time picker for this particular section. We're going to go ahead and enter the time information once. We're the same thing as before. We can go ahead and hit the Now and the Done. We can go ahead and click on these little radio buttons that shows up here. We can go ahead and select the participants that we want to add in for which ones did arrive at that particular time, and then go ahead and hit the save on that option, and it will save that information in for all of those participants that we selected. If we need to modify any of the information for participants, just go ahead and select the participant number. Go ahead and click on that, and this window shows up for the particular participant. We can go ahead and modify the status, for example, of this particular participant. Go ahead and click on the little status selection, and we have various different options for them. So for what kind of status we want to select for them. For example, we can say event pulled. We can go ahead and say type in lame horse, and then we can go ahead and say go, and it will go ahead and save that information. And now when we go back to the main board, it's going to show a different status on this, so it's no longer computing the times for the rest of the event, and it shows them differently. When you notice up at the top, it also shows these various little report status up on the top. So for example, on the event polls, we can go ahead and click on this, and it will show basically just a report showing all of the ones that have been pulled from the particular event. And so it's very handy to be able to see all the ones that are participating in the event that have been pulled, and then we'll be able to clear out, go back to the main display, just go ahead and click on the total participants. Adding participants to an event is pretty easy. There's an Add Participant button up in the top right. We're going to go ahead and click on that. And when that shows up, we have the little options right here. We're going to go ahead and type in the participant number. This also supports some letters as well if we need. We can go ahead and type in the name of this particular participant and the distance that they're going to go ahead and do. This is just a helper for the people that are watching this. So say 100 or 50 or different variables, and it just shows up on the screen. It does not affect how it's processed. And then from here we can go ahead and start entering some information about the particular participant so it kind of shows a little bit correctly. So something I want to go ahead and show you, we're looking at the checkpoint number 1, which is Water 1. We do not have a arrival time set for this particular checkpoint, and so if we try to go into a departure time, notice that the checksum shows up as orange, so it's telling you that there is no arrival time at that particular checkpoint when there's a hold, so it's kind of telling you that there's maybe some bad information if you try to enter information in there, so the ETAs are not going to be computed correctly. So really pay attention to that because it's designed to really help you out, make sure that you're not entering in bad information, so that way everything stays looking nice and everything is looking good. So why are we doing all this information gathering for a particular event? Well, when we have all this information and we're collecting it, it makes it really handy to be able to track all the participants on our event, and gives us a good accountability for making sure everybody is arriving safely, and gives us also when they're going to be arriving at the various checkpoints. It makes it handy to be able to make sure everybody is safe during the event. Also on this, makes it really easy to be able to make sure, because on the top it shows us how it gives us easy, quick calculations on how many are pending through their checkpoint, how many have already been through the particular checkpoint. So it makes it a lot easier than having to hand hack and be able to calculate all of them manually. This is what it looks like on the public-facing side. So if you go ahead and search through a particular event, this is what the public people can see. So we go ahead and check on a view a participant. You scroll down and you actually see it gives us some beautiful information. Here's the speed profile, for example, on how well this particular person performed during the course of this particular event. It also gives the speed times of when they actually came through, the estimates, and the actual speed average that they did between each individual checkpoint.
Alright, so hopefully this tutorial was helpful for your volunteers for using this particular system, myeventtracker.net. There's lots more information that's available on the website, so just go ahead and cruise the website, be able to see all kinds of information that's available, be able to see for the public side or the coordinator side, be able to learn more details of information. Don't be afraid to send us an email as well. Thanks for watching.